iteration 11 of Petre's AI project, aka Pipe. My name is Petre, and let's continue our review from last time. Let's see, we are on iteration, as I said, 11. We have created a new entry in the logs, and off camera last time I have modified a little bit the to-dos list. So my goal for now, a few general thoughts, is that I want to continue integrating preferably 2 days until we are only left with today's thoughts, and then we will search for new ideas. Okay, so let's see. What notes did I write on iteration 7? When we are integrating new ideas into a structure. Oh, nice. We came full circle to the integration. We gain some benefits for dealing with those ideas as humans. I was thinking here. For example, knowing what ideas to ignore and what ideas are important. That's actually what is important and what is easy to ignore is a really important principle that I have been thinking a little bit during last day, maybe last 2 days. The principle is about abstractions, what ideas you integrate. And okay, I also begin that writing about abstractions last time. We will eventually integrate those as well, but I don't think we have principles here about generating ideas, finding wrong ideas, testing ideas. So this would be eventually arrive here in the principles for AI thinking. Until it arrives there, I will write here what ideas you ignore and what ideas you focus on, what ideas are important and what are just details, is in the scope of abstractions. Building abstractions allow us to hide complexity. So actually I should include this directly in the structure. So faster navigating the text content, to find things faster, to search for them, that's just for humans, and AIs have already destroyed us in this matter. Even if you give a text with limited structure, it still can find things. It's easier to communicate the main ideas, yeah, because you ignore the details, and I kind of repeated myself a lot here. So we should include this into the principles, but this is abstractions. But there are questions that remain to be done. How do we build an abstraction? We know that the purpose is to hide details, but how much should you hide? What part of it should you hide? What part of the content do you hide? How much of it do you hide? Again, you should, I think here, to answer those questions, we should think about first principles. As I said maybe 2 days ago in the iteration 9, because one way in which you find first principles is by taking a lot of examples and selecting only the common part among them, and what remains are details that can be hidden by an abstraction. Okay, back here. When integrate ideas into a model, the model gets better. That's like a heuristic. Let's see, LLMs perform needle in a haystack instead of requiring a structure. Yeah, that's, as I said, also that LLMs already destroy us in navigating text. Okay, and here we have something totally different again. About integrating. This is another principle. After we are making the experiments, this is like proposals, or this is the proposal. Wait, after you have, so let's organize them. After there is an idea gathering phase in the beginning. That's what happens in the beginning. After you have those ideas, you are testing them. And of course, you should also design the tests. The tests are designed based on let's see, does the idea make you get closer to the goal? So testing is an essential part of thinking, and when ideas are tested, the goal is test if the proposal makes the solution get closer to the goal, then it sort of passes the test. Like, in another way, you are just asking yourself, you are just asking yourself, is this useful? Like, previous in iteration 9, we have been asking, is this true? Now, when we are testing, we are asking ourselves, is this useful? This is a really powerful question, just as the one from the day 9, and we should really have it in mind. I will bold it and highlight it here. The same with this. These two ideas will be somehow in the implementation of our system. And integrating ideas into a model. After we test ideas and review them, the result of reviewing ideas is a feedback. Usually it can, so as in systems thinking, the feedback can be positive or negative. And it is reversed in what we like actually is not positive feedback, because positive feedback means we can't improve the model. We are doing the same thing. If the feedback just confirms what we are already doing, we cannot improve ourselves. So positive feedback is kind of useless because we don't learn anything. Negative feedback, on the other hand, shows us a way in which we can improve the proposals. That's the idea gathering phase, making proposals. It's another way to say this. Okay. And finally, humans escape the loop of getting stuck and doing the same thing because they get bored. So this sounds like we have already here this same idea, so it's already I have already integrated apparently. So we are finished with the iteration 7, and we can continue with iteration 8, but I am not really thinking that that's going to make this video too long. Instead of that, I want to see if I can organize this a little bit better. example, here is a lot of text, and I have here a subcategory, but I think should be here something also like a subcategory. Let's review this. So we said the working memory of humans is very limited, but context window is very large for LLMs. Humans have developed other skills to deal with difficult problems which require a large working memory. Those other skills are like abstractions, which allow us to solve problems which LLMs can't solve, like deconstructing of the problem into smaller problems which are easier to solve and making analogies. That's something that LLMs can do, but they don't do. They don't do it as well as we do it in a way. If the problems becomes very complex, they can't do this properly, and we expect them to be able to do this step properly. I think we should move also here back to the limitations. And that's the same idea that I think I want to connect this with this idea. And for that, I'm going to make this a subcategory of this. And the limitation here is that it's similar to this one, which is failing to navigate abstraction layers. And I will make a reference here to the idea we wrote above, so that when you click on this reference, it goes here. That's a little trick in Obsidian. I wonder how this will become when if I will extract this into a separate node, which I think about doing. I think about if we could extract this in a separate node, or we will leave them here and we will just toggle them to show or not. We will decide that later. So we have a theory here. Maybe, and I will put the same phrasing as above here, as above. Maybe making models get bored will help them escape from the loops in which they get stuck. And here there is a theory again. Maybe our limitations have pushed us to develop skills in problem solving which LLMs don't have by default. And here are more questions, and I have a to-do here because I don't know which are the skills that LLMs should abstractions. And so let's be more explicit in this theory. To develop abstractions, not any skills, we have developed abstractions in problem solving which LLMs don't have by default as a tool, um, just implicitly use it. So the theory, so maybe if we create a framework to use abstractions, the reasoning would get better. That's a theory. I will put it at the top, and here there is a subcategory of making models use abstractions. Okay, we have a better structure here. Eventually, see how I'm doing it here. I want to do everything here, and this will help us because as I have done this, it became more clear what will we do when we will actually implement. So I can put here, I don't need actually, I will put here a description that these ideas are experiments to be tested in the system which we develop and implement. That's what I'm hoping to do with the ideas I'm writing here. The implementation details I wrote here, I am sure that I absolutely want to use those ideas. These ideas are a must-have in the system which we will work on. And when we will finish the design, we are sort of in a design phase of our system, and I will finish this design phase after I have integrated maybe most of my notes, which I keep in my personal knowledge management system. I will talk about all of them. I'm not sure how long this could take. Maybe I will make a guess that I will talk a few months without implementing anything, and maybe AGI is achieved by then. Maybe our ideas there will still be limitations in the systems that are developed. I don't, at least mainstream, I don't see anybody coming up with revolutionary ideas. Just small incremental ideas, and those are again the type of ideas that will plateau. And I don't want to talk about AI development and AI news because most of them are either hype, either people don't understand what they are talking about when they see a AI paper. They imagine that that's the revolutionary paper, and they don't see that those papers are not bringing almost anything revolutionary. They just explore some ideas in the best cases. Um, and I wish that people would spend more time to actually have a technical analysis of those papers, and maybe um, some principles to be there. There should be some principles to analyze those papers. I have seen yesterday a video about a channel I am following, how to actually read those papers. Actually, I have seen maybe 2 or 3 videos recently, which I like, that there are people counteracting the hype that has been going on at least in the last year. And if AGI is achieved as I'm hoping to do with this system, maybe this channel will search for a new direction depending on my other interests. But until AGI is achieved, we will continue, and see you on the next iteration. Have a nice day.